Hello, YouTube viewers, hashtag my global family. This is Dre Abeita, the YouTube academic, here with your hashtag Abeita reality dose. Today is Thursday, June 4th, 2020. Normally, I would have my unicorn out today, you guys. It's been a bad day. It's been a very trying week. There's a lot going on globally, locally. We have riots going on. We have people being killed by police because of their black and brown bodies. We have people losing their jobs. We have others who have had actual loss of life due to the COVID-19 pandemic that our government has inadequately addressed. Our government's lack of having a plan that will actually save our lives and not just throw money at corporate welfare is inexcusable and is a modern day form of genocide. Our government is killing us in its inaction. Trump is literally murdering our people and our citizens based on our class and based on our race. This is unacceptable. This is the new genocide that our people are going to continue to face. How much police brutality? How many more times is the National Guard going to be sent out to beat against its own people and to take down and to weaponize friendly protests by escalating the violence in our own communities? We are at war, you guys. Whether or not you have ever realized it, the federal government has not our best interests in mind. It is a machine. It is a giant institution whose only goal is maintaining its own power. We're dying. When those politicians sit there in their mansions, in their cozy positions, knowing that they have health care that will cover them and their family members, knowing that they have private jets and private planes and private doctors that they can call upon when their family gets sick, where our families die, or where our families fucking get killed in the streets by doing their American constitutional right of protesting against these dehumanizing conditions. I'm not doing well. My PTSD is triggered. I'm throwing up 3 to 4 times a day because I am so anxiety ridden. My 2 nephews that I love, they have black bodies. They're a freshman and sophomore here at the University of New Mexico. The mother, sister of my heart, Rija Sue, is taking her country by storm and making sure that her kids in that country have a future as a minister of education. She's amazing. And the least I can do is make sure that my nephews have a fighting chance here because they came to the United States to get an education so they could go back and help their people. But what are they facing? They're facing terror. I literally, every week or every 2 weeks when we go for groceries, or every week when I see them for our family dinners, or every time we're on the phone, or every time I'm Facebooking them, or every time I'm texting with them, I have to tell them, don't go out there. How are you interacting with the police? Don't go protest in the protest because Central Avenue is fucking dangerous and you might be shot by our police. That is not a future that is humanizing. That is our current reality right now. If you're poor, you're fucked. If you're black or brown, you're fucked because your life is meaningless in this society of white supremacy. I'm a critical race, whiteness, intersectional scholar. I've been teaching this for 8 years at various universities. I've been living this my whole life as a light-skinned Native American woman, right? I look like a white lady, so I have to constantly, 1, figure out how to love myself when I look in the mirror and see the enemy. And 2, how I am able to be an advocate that is effective for my people when half of them reject me on sight. I am saying this to bring up issues of race because this is complicated. This is historical. $120 billion of investment in FHA loans for white communities post-World War II created this upper middle class of millions of white people in this country and permanently created a subordinate servant class and people of color and poor whites. We are living in an oppressive society that keeps us there and tricks us into blaming ourselves for our inability to crawl out of this poverty that has been constructed through our laws, through our media, through the way that we see our own selves. Black people are afraid of our own bodies. Brown people are afraid of our own bodies. We criminalize ourselves in our own communities because of how the government has framed our bodies through the war on drugs, through media images, through our politicians, through the rhetoric that we talk about with race. I need for you guys to wake up. I'm tired of throwing up. I am tired of killing myself, organizing on the ground. I'm doing too much and I can't die. And I want to say that I've got this figured out. I want to say that I'm going to be healthy. And I want to say I'm going to draw some boundaries and make sure that I don't die so that my family has me for the rest of my life. But I can't. I can't make that promise. I can't promise my family that I won't give up my life. I don't want to, Gammy. I don't want to be a martyr for this cause. But I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do except for work until I can't work anymore. Organize until I can't organize anymore. Make sure my nephews have food. Make sure my friends have food. Make sure that everyone can create jobs. I raised a consulting group so that my fellow graduate students would have an internet present and can apply for jobs. I'm raising the Dartmouth Club of New Mexico so that we can have a powerhouse of people who help us doing charity work, philanthropy work, and programming on education and self-care. I'm also trying to create a company based on my volunteer with helping my friend Omen in Iran pass his English test, right? Because there's a lot of people out there right now who aren't going to get a job. They have PhD people whom they want to pay $10, $15 an hour who have PhDs with $120,000 of student debt on their backs. And they want us to tutor for $10 an hour. I say no. Let's try to raise a new company. So Fridays, I got a group of friends together and we're trying to make our own jobs. Being a revolutionary is hard, right? I'm blackballed. I will never get a job at the university of where I'm currently advocating for student rights. I'm slowly being pushed out because I say things like white people as a whiteness scholar. I get pushed out because I make people uncomfortable by saying the truth and pleading for them to change their habits, right? Wearing a mask. That is not a human right violation. That is a freaking precautionary measure to save all of our lives. It is no longer acceptable for a certain segment of our population to carry the weight and ramifications of the fucking rest of us. When Americans can go into a grocery store and get everything 365 days a year, including toilet paper during a pandemic, weeks after everything else in other countries is being completely shut down, that is empire, and that is not normal, and that is not natural. Every time you have something, that means someone else somewhere is going without. That cheap pair of sneakers, there's a sweatshop in China where there's a little kid who made those for you. I need for you guys to start thinking outside the box. This empire is falling, and we know it, and we need to do something to save ourselves. I am tired. I am so worn out, and I am tired of killing myself. So do me a favor, take on some of this burden. Help your fellow brothers and sisters who have spent their entire lives on this work. We need help because we don't want to die either. We are tired of giving our lives and our souls and our hearts and our money and our livelihood and my stress. I don't even want to know how many ulcers I have right now, you guys. In the name of justice, in the name of humanity, we all need to be standing forward together, not just individuals, because they tear us down when we're individuals. But they can't fucking mess with us when we are together, because then we are a community and we are powerful and we can take on anything.